Welcome to the talk show Life Stories with Marc Hoberman. The goal of this show is to provide a learning experience to people of all ages, with guests from various fields in academics, a wide range of industries, and insight into the many forms of art, athletics, and entertainment. We hope you enjoy the show. Lisa Danielle, also known as Onyx, is today's guest. Lisa will talk about her extensive career as a professional wrestler, actress, and so much more.
Professional wrestler and actress Lisa Danielle, Onyx the wrestler. Welcome to Life Stories with Marc Hoberman.
Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here.
Oh, it's great to have you, Lisa. Lisa, were you always interested in sports, even as a child?
I was always athletic and an athlete. My mom put me in ballet school at 3 years old, and I pursued it all the way to college. So I was always active.
Yeah, so now I'm visualizing. I've gone to ballets. I never saw a pile driver in a ballet. I never saw a body slam. So I think I'm missing something in the story. So,
but that's a great idea.
Yeah, yeah. If you could do a pirouette and then body slam someone, oh my goodness, you get 10 million views in one day on YouTube.
I can.
When did you first get the wrestling bug or that kind of physical activity bug?
When I was 30, I moved to California and I saw an ad in a paper for wrestlers. And I started wrestling now. It's been 22 years. As you can see, all the pictures behind me.
Yeah, I see it. It's funny but there's something in your mindset. I've seen wrestling advertisements before. I never applied. So you're the ballerina. You moved from where? Where were you born?
Baltimore, Maryland, Baltimore School for the Arts with Tupac Shakur.
Wow, outstanding. So you move from Maryland, you do ballet, you see an ad for wrestling, not a ballet school, not a dance school. You see an email for an advertisement for wrestling. What in the mind of Lisa Danielle said, hey, I can do this, or this piques my interest?
No, I showed up and it said, this is for wrestling. I said, I don't know how to wrestle. They said, well, we're going to put you through school. So I've been through 3 schools: WOW, Women of Wrestling, formerly known as GLOW, UPW, which is the school for WWE, and Santa Monica High School Wrestling.
Outstanding. So, well, the layperson does know about college wrestling and that kind of wrestling, but walk us through what training for professional wrestling looks like. The exercises, who trains you, how often, injuries, things like that. Take us through a day in the life.
I will. And I'm knocking on wood right now. 1, 2, 3. I've never had an injury. It was hardcore because we did 5 days a week, 2 hours a day, plus my training on the side. And then I had to wrestle men like 250 pounds. So, it made me very strong, but it can also be very dangerous. It really can.
Sure. Because, there is that acrobatic element. And for you to say you never got injured is unbelievable. I've seen some of the videos. It makes no sense. I'm happy you didn't get injured. Don't misunderstand, but I really can't believe it because it's so much physical activity. I mean, how many of us get injured on the way to the refrigerator when we twist our ankle or stub our toe? So, this is crazy stuff. But you really have a certain mindset. It's not just the athletic one. You just talked about a lot of commitment. So you talked about the school and then the training outside of it. I assume that was weight training and things like that you did on your own?
I did weight training in college and it's crazy because I also did George St. Pierre, UFC, right. His workout video, Rush Fit. I did a lot of workout videos as well. So it's a lot of push-ups and dips and presses, and it's very difficult. But I will tell you this, diet has a lot to do with it. So during my training, I ate like a lot of spinach and bananas. So it does help what you eat when you're training. Well,
based on the physical demands and what you had to eat, I'm now even less interested in answering that ad than I was when we first talked. So that's good news. But I have to ask you this. This had to happen. You had to be at a party with some guy. Oh, I love you. You're great. You're this and that. come flip me, come shove me. I'm going to push you. I mean, what have you done, fun or otherwise, outside of the ring when it came to wrestling?
That's another great question. I do custom wrestling, session wrestling, independent wrestling. I've probably wrestled over 3,000 men. And in my mind, I'm undefeated.
I'm sure. I'm scared just looking at you. So I'm sure. But so take us through, what was the first wrestling called?
Glow, formerly known as WOW.
No, I'm sorry. The wrestling you said you offer. You do session wrestling and something else.
Session wrestling, custom wrestling, independent
What's custom
wrestling.
Got it. What's custom wrestling?
Custom wrestling is when you have a wrestling fan and they want to order a video of me like beating someone up, then they pay me to wrestle or beat someone up. That's called a custom.
Oh, that sounds a lot like Cameo. We get a celebrity to say happy birthday and they sing or they have a whole big discussion. So wait, I didn't know this about you. I did a deep dive and I know a lot about your acting and all how busy you are, but I don't know about this. This is something you still do?
I still currently do it at my age. I do. And I still love it and I still do it. Yes.
So is a stranger or I say you, I have a friend who lives in your area. I'm going to set this up. I want you to beat them up on video. That's kind of the what I would be ordering.
Yes.
I'm getting very interested. I'm making a list in my head right now.
Well, I've also done oil wrestling, mud wrestling. Like we went to Chicago Knockers in Hawaii. We do a lot of wrestling. There's all different kinds.
So I was a teacher for 32 years. And one of those years as a fundraiser, they brought in Jello wrestling, which I thought it was, I'm like an idiot. I thought it would be made Jello, but it wasn't. It was just a liquid or something. But I have to tell you, and I was, I don't know if I want to say athletic, but I was limber, whatever the case may be. And even, I was in my 30s then. So I was friendly with my principal, and it was him and the assistant principal and me and another teacher. And I did I guess you call it a drop kick or something. But I have to tell you, I was in the ring for 5 minutes. I hurt my hip. I hurt 2 toes. So it begs the question, are you crazy? I mean, it's unbelievable. It is just so much fun, but there's so much commitment. I guess you thrive on the excitement, but how do you create and maintain the discipline to be not just an MMA fighter, which you've done in wrestling, but to be successful at those things? Where does that discipline come from?
I love discipline. I love it. I love to be challenged. Like if you tell me to do 100 push-ups, whether I can or can't, I'll do them.
Wow.
But here's another thing for all the wrestling fans out there, because I am a wrestler and an actress, but a lot of it has to do with training, like how you fall, how you protect yourself. You have to look out for the other guy as well as for yourself. Like, yes, I'm trying to get him, but I make sure he doesn't get me, So you just have to go to school, practice, stay committed, pick whatever hobby you like, stick to it, do it, or it's just not going to happen.
True. And I have to ask you, some of the fans I've seen, and I've been in, I saw Andre the Giant when I went to Albany as a student. I saw him fight, and the only female wrestler that comes to mind to me is the Fabulous Moolah, because when I was younger, the women's wrestling was not nearly as huge as it is now. But how do you deal with the fans? I know some are great; they're wonderful. They gas you up, and it's so exciting. But how do you deal with the different aspects of fans, the great fans, the tough fans, the fans that boo, the fans that try to get physical and jump over and get into the ring and those kind of things? What are your experiences with fans been like?
It doesn't bother me at all because I was raised in Baltimore, I'm really tough. So I don't care what you say or what you think or, how you feel. It's all part of the business. It's the good and the bad, the white and the black. It's just, it doesn't bother me unless it gets crazy, like a stalker who's trying to, do something. But it's just part of the business, and I deal with it well because I just have a strong mind and a strong body. So,
well, I love speaking to people who are in the know. So, walk us through 5 minutes before they announce your name and you start walking into the ring? What is your ritual? What is your preparation? What are you doing those 5 minutes before you walk into the ring?
That's a great question because I'm Lisa Danielle, but my wrestling name, which is behind me, we have Onyx, Bronco Billy. This is LFC Lingerie Fighting Championship. This is Comic-Con. So I don't just walk into the ring. I have to mentally prepare Onyx. And Onyx is actually from The Rock. Everyone knows The Rock. I got my name Onyx from The Rock because I was a fan. And I did work with Macho Man Randy Savage in Spider-Man 1. And I did work with China in a movie. And they're both in heaven now. But maybe a couple push-ups, maybe a little energy, like a cup of coffee. And it's a mental game. I get really tough and really verbal because it's a lot of smack talking. So I do have to amp up a little bit. I can't just walk in the ring. But, it's so natural for me. I've been doing it so long. So Onyx just comes out if I call her.
Right. But it's a lot of prep work. So although this is about wrestling, we're going to talk about acting. I really want the viewers to know how much this is about mindset and philosophy and discipline and dedication. Because there's the physicality of it. You have to be in shape before you even enter the ring. Then there's the entertainment factor. Then there's the danger factor. So, it really is. There's so much involved. I have to tell you, I never thought I'd hear lingerie and fighting in the same sentence. So I just love the different.
It's LFC. That's this one over here. It's LFC.
Right?
We do Vegas. We do pay-per-view. It's called the Lingerie Fighting Championship, which I'm not doing currently, but I did it. We did pay-per-view. This is the Wildman of Wrestling and Glow. This is Onyx. She created her own website. I have apparel. I have a website. I even have a Barbies. Look.
Wow. Awesome. So tell me in your own words, pretending it's not you, you have this wrestler you love. Her name is Onyx. Tell me all about Onyx, emotionally, physically. Who and what is Onyx as a person and a wrestler?
Great question. Onyx is tough, strong, bad, doesn't quit, doesn't tap out, doesn't want to give up. And I know at a certain age I'm going to have to, but as of now, until I retire, if you step into the ring with me, which I'm in the LAX area in California, I have a ring. If anybody wants to come, if you want to step into the ring, we can practice, we can train, you can test me, we can work out, we can session, we can custom, we can do videos. I've done tons of movies, anything you want to do. Get an autograph, get a fan, whatever you want to do. It's Onyx at smashbampal.com.
I'm just telling you now, the next time I'm in your area, you are definitely, you'll have to tell me how to fake it so I don't break my back, but I want to be tossing me around. I'll talk smack and then you just do what you got to do. But I think that's outstanding that you do that. I love that, the custom wrestling. Let's move a moment from your wrestling career, which you still have, into, your resume looks like you slept 2 hours once 4 years ago. I don't know how you get all this done in a normal lifetime. Based on your resume, you should be 160 years old. You've got so much that you've done. But you've done so much television and movie acting. So how did that phase of your life develop?
Great question. But I'll make it quick. So when I lived in Baltimore, this friend said, go to this audition with me for a movie. And I was like, I don't really want to go. Well, they casted me, not her. That was the replacements with Keanu Reeves. I got my SAG card. I'm in the union. Wow. And then I said, I want to do this more because I really, really love it. So I moved to California. And I've done hundreds and hundreds of TV shows and movies. I did the 70s show. Like I told you, Spider-Man. I did Minority Report. You can just IMDb Lisa Danielle, but it takes the homework and the work to do it, to get it done. So once I showed up and registered for every casting director and every agent in California, things started happening.
Well, so tell me some of the, on my show, we often talk about the story behind the glory. So I know there had to be some struggles there. And what obstacles did you have to overcome?
That's a good question. I'm tough and I'm bad, but I'm a big crybaby, and I really don't want to cry right now. But
Right.
there are lots of obstacles and struggles. There's when people do what they love, they don't always get paid for it. So I had to sacrifice some money with the
Mm.
writer's strike or with reality TV, and patience, prayers, perseverance. You really have to hang in there. And I said to someone recently that I'm not giving up on my dreams now, because I'm supposed to have 3 wrestling movies coming out, Bare Knuckles, and with the strike, it was put down for a while, but I'm waiting for these movies to start. It's just a love that I have. So for all of you out there watching this and listening, which I love this show and love this man, just follow your heart, do what you love, and make sure you put yourself first, because that's what's really important.
What great advice, especially for young people, because as I said, I did teach for over 30 years, and a lot of people, not mostly, but many females have this low self-esteem. I mean, you know the stats of with bullying and unfortunately teen suicide and things going on that are just crazy out there. So I love that advice of being true to yourself and don't ever stop. But through the years, both MMA fighting and professional wrestling, it really was first a male-dominated sport. So how have you empowered yourself and other females to thrive in that arena?
I don't really look at it that way, like it was a male sport. I look at it as we do what we do, and the job's there. And if you want to do it, do it. Like, they even have women football now, which I tried out for and I didn't like it. And I think it was called lingerie football.
Yeah, see,
I didn't
you
like
can't
it
get
at
away from
all.
that. You can't get away from that lingerie. Uh, so you mentioned movies that are coming out and things like that. So what is the difference? How does your mind have to shift from ring to in front of the movie or TV camera?
Um, some people have a born talent. So I think I was born with being able to shift that quickly and that easy. And I think this was a career that was meant to be for me. So it's a little bit easier for me. But when I get into the ring, I have to warm up. I have to play the mental game. I'm an actress, a writer, a director, a producer. I'm all those things. So usually when I get into the ring, I'm the boss, and I make things happen because that's who I am.
Well, let's talk for a moment about the writing. So, what types of things do you write? Screenplays? Do you write TV show pilots? What is it that you write that you'd like to take to the next level?
Well, I have my own website, which is smashbampal.com, and I produce, direct, and write the scripts and the scenes and the scenarios for that. So, and it's really fun. It's not always like really mean, really bad. I really don't like to hurt people. It's fun. It's like, you can be in costume, you can be a clown. I actually have a wrestler, he's a clown, and he wears his clown makeup. Like, I really try to make it fun, because my new word is fun. So when I work, I want to try and have fun, because if people do that more often, I think they'll enjoy what they're doing. So try to have fun at whatever work you do, or it gets to be stressful. And I might look really happy right now, but I have my off days and my bad days, and worrying where's the next step and where I'm going to go and if I'm ever going to get married.
Well, so I have to say that I'm so happy and appreciative that you shared that, because I want to know what you do. You're human. So you have stress days. You have days when you might be slightly
Yeah.
depressed or you're worried and anxious. You just said it yourself. So how does Lisa Danielle, Onyx the wrestler, how does the holistic you get out of that negative zone back into the very positive zone?
Easy, because I've been working on it really hard. So I do, whether you call it meditation or prayers, it's just
Right?
important to take the time out in silence, turn off the TV, let the kids go to bed, go in your room, sit in silence, maybe a candle, maybe a bath, maybe a glass of wine. If you don't drink, then it can be like that apple cider champagne.
Right.
But when it gets really, really stressful, I go to the beach, or I go for walks where there's trees and nature, and that helps a lot.
Yeah, being in nature is very, very soothing and calming. So I love the fact that, you respect and understand the fact that you have some of these negative situations and that you can turn it around. It's not so easy for a lot of people to do. When everybody just knows the glitz and glamour of Hollywood. And, I've interviewed many celebrities. I've been out in Hollywood to a couple of award shows, and I see the vibe that they see. I also see some other things. It's not everything you think it is or that you see. Not. So how did a young Lisa Danielle deal with that Hollywood vibe when you got there?
That's another great question. That's why you're a professional at this. I never got caught up in the Hollywood scene. I didn't go out all the time. I didn't network after 7 p.m. I didn't, do the casting couch. I tried to stay out of trouble. I just, sometimes more homework can be done at home. I would sit home and put my resumes in the mail, or I don't get attached to negative energy, which I can't, because I'm really too busy to dwell on negativity. So you just stay and do what you need to do and stop worrying about the way other people are and the way other people do. And it's homework, and it takes work, but it can be done. I'm working on that right now.
I think this interview should be bottled up and put in a high school textbook, because you walk the walk and talk the talk. So just in closing, tell me what is next for Lisa Danielle? What is next for Onyx the wrestler? What is next for you in business and writing and producing and directing and acting? What's down the horizon, and what's either further down in your mind of what you want to accomplish?
Well, thank you. That's really big. I want to be the most successful, wealthiest, biggest, richest person in the world. I always said that my movies would be bigger than Spider-Man and Batman, and I was in Spider-Man. I like to relay great messages, and you said that, which touched my heart, because I do charities and fundraisers and donations and churches, and I give and care as much as I can. CNN, all that stuff, whatever I can do to help people, I do. So
that's great.
One last note. I know things get tough and I know things get hard, but we have a prevention suicide. So, again, email me, because I always say one day is really, really bad, but usually the next day is really, really great. So get a journal, write things out, get a friend, talk to someone, care, keep it alive, keep hanging in there, and do whatever it takes. And it definitely is one day at a time, but keep doing what you have to do to get to the next step and level in your life, and keep trying to love yourself the best way you can. And trust me, I know it's hard. I do it every day.
I love that and appreciate that advice so much. Well, I just hope the viewers are listening to this liquid gold. And I just want to first say to the viewers, don't forget to watch us on E360 TV. Life Stories with Marc Hoberman is on Wednesday nights, 9 p.m. EST. Available on Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire. Remember to follow us on social media. Life Stories with Marc Hoberman is on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and of course our YouTube channel. So remember to subscribe. Lisa Danielle, Onyx the wrestler, thank you so much for being here today and sharing your personal story.
Thank you. I appreciate it too. And for everyone out there, I love you, and I hope I see and meet you one day at the stadium or arena or show, whatever.
That's great. Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching Life Stories with Marc Hoberman. To contact Marc, email him at info@lifestorieswithmarchoberman.com or visit him on social media through Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and LinkedIn. Thank you for watching Life Stories with Marc Hoberman.